got some wonderful news today. It just broke today that Spider-Man is back in the MCU. To be honest, I saw, like, everyone saw this was coming. This was going to happen eventually. I was just worried it was going to take a while. Yeah, so it was announced that they're going to make a Spider-Man 3 in the MCU. It's going to come out July 2021, I believe. So yeah, this is coming off of Far From Home, which I thought was a great Spider-Man movie, and just all the other movies that Tom Holland has been in the MCU. And I really am curious to see how this all unfolded. Like, I remember hearing that Disney was basically only getting, I think, 5% of the Spider-Man rights. Don't take my word for it. It was something low like that. And then Sony was getting 95% because they basically have owned Spider-Man for as long as I can remember. And then when their contract was up, Disney asked for 50%, and Sony's like, go fuck yourself, which I probably would have done the same thing. And then they digress. I heard Sony offered like them, they could have like 30, 35, and Disney still said no, which is ridiculous on Disney's part. But, so now I'm curious to see what happened. Like, what's the deal now? Like, did they fold? Is it 50-50 now? Did they stick that 35%? I mean, it's crazy because the media and what I've seen on Twitter, on Instagram, everywhere, people are just blaming Sony. Because, granted, Sony hasn't done a great job with Spider-Man in the past. I mean, the Tobey Maguire movies are great, but like the Andrew Garfield movies aren't very good. And they just kind of milk Spider-Man as much as they can. And Disney, I have mixed feelings about what Disney's done with Star Wars and things like that. But with the MCU, it's like a new kind of take on Spider-Man. It's been nice. And it does feel like Sony was kind of interfering with it. But when you look into the details, though, it was really Disney just kind of strong-arming them, saying, no matter what happens, the media's going to blame you. And it's 100% true. It's really fascinating to see that the media basically has blamed Sony for all this stuff, when realistically, it's probably Disney's fault that all these things are happening. I mean, it's kind of scary to think the strong arm and how much power Disney has in a lot of the creative content. Nonetheless, I'm glad they figured it out. I'm curious to see what's going to happen going forward. I mean, it's really happy that Tom Holland wasn't gonna be booted out of the Spider-Man role. I had a feeling if it was going to Sony, they probably would have tried to keep Tom Holland, but it wouldn't have made sense. So they probably had to start over, start fresh. Probably would have done something with Uncle Ben. Hopefully they can stick together, because the thing about Disney right now, I'll probably go more into it in a different video, but I just feel like they're really pissing off a lot of people. Star Wars has been kind of a disaster now. Probably not what they expect to happen when they first bought Lucasfilms and when The Force Awakens came out, and how excited and happy people were. But the MCU is one thing that, say what you will about it, I know people think it's saturated, people think it's whatever. They've done a pretty damn good job. Like, Endgame was great, the Infinity Saga is great, and Far From Home is the first movie out of the Infinity Saga, and that was fantastic. So, I'm glad they figured this out. The MCU is the one thing that people actually praise that Disney's done. So, we'll see what happens next. So, Spider-Man's back in the MCU. Comment below and let me know what you think about that. Let me know what you think's what's gonna happen moving forward. Thanks again, guys, for watching. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and click here if you want to hear more of Dave's Takes.